What's going on, everybody? This fucking riff right here. Whoa, that's loud. Hold on. Gotta back it up here. Back again, indeed, Pedro. Back again, indeed. Hopefully you guys are doing great. I am doing fucking spectacular. I am doing spectacular, guys. I'm having a great fucking day. It's been great. Absolutely stellar day going on today. And what do we have for you? Well, we decided on a cut, we were going to just try out some ideas. And one of them is going to be high gain Haven. And that is going to be for fans of, you know, fans of high gain plugins, different ones all the time. And so why not do something with Doom as well? Everybody and their sister and their sister's dog knows that plugins can do high gain. We all know that. Everybody knows that. That was the original genres that plugins did well. They've always been able to do high gain really well. But one thing that has come along, and actually, you know, I'm going to be honest, plugins have been able to Doom for a really long time. Ever since it was just like the hybrid and the Distorque fuzz pedal, the free fuzz from Distorque back in the day. I can't totally recall the name of it. Oh, Face Bender. That's it. You can put those together with like some nice orange IRs and make something reasonable, or even go old school like the Cypress TT15, which is also completely free with a free fuzz pedal. And then you find yourself an IR pack of orange stuff. And then all of a sudden you've got mean, nasty Doom tones. Now, here's the thing. Today, the very first introductory episode, the pilot, we'll call it, of the Doom Tomb. Basically, probably bi-weekly, you'll be able to tune in here and see a selection of Doom plugins. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if people like it. It's going to be a lot of fuzz, a lot of nastiness. And we'll pick, 2 or 3 rigs per week, and we'll put them together. Oftentimes they have to be put together, except for in case of one of our plugins today. Let's go down the lineup. Guys, let's go down the lineup. I just want to reach out, though, actually, before we get to this. I want to reach out to the Doom folks out there, the Doom folks out there that, like, they live and they eat and they breathe analog gear, and they are very vehemently loyal to analog gear. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. No one at all is saying that anyone should switch to plugins. But what I beg of you, there's something else to consider. What if in the year 2024, what if we used both to enhance our creativity as musicians, as creators, as artists? What if we used both? And we're going to go over a couple of different theories of why you might need both as a Doom musician, why this makes sense for you to have a little plug-in rig around. Doesn't have to be high priced, doesn't have to be a crazy fancy laptop or anything to run it. You need 2 things: a decent laptop and some headphones and a little interface. Okay, the interfaces, they make all kinds. Easy, simple, one input, and they go straight from a computer into your guitar, basically like one cable. And you don't even notice it's there. USB to quarter inch and you're done. That and a pair of headphones, ideally. And all of a sudden you have a different rig for different times. Now let's go over some of the options of how we're going to make this roar today. And we've got some different options. We've got, first for starters, this is my signature, my former signature plugin, my original signature plugin with Futus Audio Labs. This is the Honest Amp Sim Reviews Dozer Drive. This thing is awesome. This combines a fuzz face and a tube screamer in a couple of different ways. You can run them fuzz then screamer. You can run it. You can switch it right here and go screamer then fuzz, or you can put it to parallel and mix between the two should you wish. Now, the idea here that I really enjoy, I'll show off later, is that the way I like to use it is the screamer before fuzz. Okay, we'll go to this, and we'll go to the middle here though, just for fun. Oops. Okay, anyways, we'll go to Screamer Fuzz over here. And then what I like to do is I like to have the Screamer hit the fuzz with a bit of bite, because the fuzz face doesn't really have a tone, control. So we're going to teach you guys how to make some fun noises with that throughout the stream. All right, next we have the mixed wave Benson germanium fuzz. In this case, we have the absolutely free Nembrini Audio Black, which is of course, very obviously a Proco Rat. We've got the free Nembrini Audio Big Stuff, which is obviously a Big Muff. We've got the very much free, also free, the Big Sur, the heavyweight champion of free fuzz pedals. There is no other free fuzz pedal that comes as close to kicking ass as this one does. Okay, yes, the Nembrini Audio plugin is great. This is wonderful. I love it. It's awesome. But the Big Sur here, you'll find, just has a different way of kicking ass, taking names, and rolling over things like a goddamn bulldozer. Also from Fuse Audio Labs, although not free, the El Hermano. This is a germanium overdrive type pedal that, when combined with Big Sur here, can kind of do a dozer drivey type thing. Now, keep in mind, a lot of Doom bands, they stack pedals to get their signature sound. It's not always as simple as smashing one pedal. In fact, if you have ever seen a Doom pedal board, you'll realize that there's very seldom is there just one fuzz pedal on those boards. Although they might use one fuzz pedal predominantly. Now, next, we have the Neural Amp Modeler. And we have the Neural Amp Modeler in the chain today for something very special. We're going to go to pedals. I'm going to go and find the Hyperfuzz. Okay. Pardon me. Boss FZ2 Hyperfuzz. We're going to click that file, and that's going to live there as a Hyperfuzz for a very special purpose. Now, some watching this stream know what that special purpose is. Others watching this stream have no idea what the special purpose may or may not be. Now, all I can say, folks, is that after this stream is over, I'm going to send it over to somebody, and then we'll just go from there. Somebody out there that we really feel needs to know that they maybe don't know a lot about plugins. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But they do need to know that plugins can do a lot. Okay? Now, next in the list, the first of the amps in the list, the Kuasa Amplification Clarence. This thing is a beast, an absolute beast. This is Kuasa's own take on a few different orange amps. There's 3 amps, 2 channels apiece inside the 1 amp here. Okay? This thing is an absolute fucking monster. It's a monster, and it goes as personally my favorite amp out there, amp sim out there for Doom and Doom tones, Doom purposes. Okay? Now, going down the line again. Whoops. This is our free amp option today. This is the Audioority L12X. This thing can sound great with just about fucking anything. You throw whatever you want for an impulse response. You throw whatever you want for a pedal at it, and it's going to take it and say, yes, thank you, may I have some more? This thing is great. It's free, and you can get it and just absolutely crush things with some of the tones that we have available today. I'm going to go down the list, and at the very end of the list, we are going to go over a free option, and it's gonna rip. Okay, we're not gonna get to all of these today. I know we aren't. You know we aren't. But this is going through it. If you see something you really want to see, and I absolutely cannot leave it off this list, you gotta fucking tell me about it. And then if I don't know, then I won't know. Hi, folks. If it's Doom, I think it's worth listening to ML Sound Labs Orange Amplifier. Okay, that being said, I'm gonna be honest with you. And it's probably for another stream another time, but through the first bunch of ML Sound Lab offerings, I kind of got very turned off. The very first, I will say the first 5, 6, 7 of their amp sims, to me, really did not have any realism, no authenticity. The switches and the controls really, they were condensed, and the ones that were there didn't do a whole lot. But this new Vorna thing that they're doing, I'm tempted to reach out and see if we can test some of the stuff out. So I don't disagree with you on this. It actually sounds like it'd be pretty cool. But in this case, we do not have that. I would argue to say that their brand new plugin, their brand new Sabbathy, laney type thing is also probably a good idea to try in another stream. That's why the Doom Tomb is going to be around. I'm hoping for more than a couple of episodes. We're going to keep going over it, and we are going to nurture. We are going to plant the seed. We are going to nurture it all the way up. And we are going to hope that we can start a movement inside the Doomers and the Doom influencers and the Doom tubers, where we can start getting those people to stop just being so critical and so cut off and so standoffish and so closed-minded when it comes to plugins, because there's a way for both of these things to exist in your daily life. And we're going to go over some of the reasons that you may need a plugin rig at some point. All right, moving along. The rocker game from Brainworks. As you notice right here, modeled by Nambrini Audio. Yes, indeed, the Nambrini Audio. All right, moving along. I mean, everybody knows what a rocker verb is. This is a good one. It's a darn good one. Mixed Wave, Benson, Chimera Suite. This is the Dark Horse. This is the Dark Horse candidate. You may not have ever seen this before. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, not sure. But I can tell you that the Benson Chimera is one of the best all-in-one suites ever. Also planned for a Doom Tomb episode. Possibly the best all-in-one Doom suite ever created. More Doom in this box than anywhere else in this entire industry. That is, drum roll please. And that is Line 6 Helix Native. Not really want to listen to right now. All right. So Line 6 Helix Native, guys, there's more Doom in that box than you might think. Tons of it. And we're having a whole episode on just the Doom capabilities of that one right there. And this one right here is a fantastic all-in-one suite. It's got up front, you've got the germanium boost, you've got the fuzz, you've got the fucking preamp, you've got the big fucking tall bird reverb, we've got the you've got the amp, and you've got the cabinet. Okay, nice cabinet section. Well put together. We're going to go over a few different things if we get to it. I almost feel like this one might not be for today. I think we're honestly going to take this one out because this one's almost going to need a full episode on its own. So this one we're actually going to remove. I'm going to take it. I'm just going to say I'm going to cut one. If we got to cut one, that's it. We're moving along. Marshall Murder 1 Lemmy signature amp for guitar. Yes, absolutely. If you're looking to use this for Doom and stoner rock type purposes, sludge, drone, and so on, this thing can be kind of an evil hidden gem. And you might be thinking, okay, it's a bass amp though. It's not really a bass amp. It's a guitar amp that was kind of reimagined and souped up and goosed for bass usage. Remember that. And in the cabinet section here, it's pretty mint. You have 412 and you got a 415 cabinet. Big monster cabinets, okay? So, and then we just have some easy stuff going on in the back end of that chain. So we're going to start out nice and easy, create something really cool right off the hop. We're going to go with amplification clearance. Now, I don't tend to really, I don't know if I'd really like the IRs. I do, and I don't, and I don't, and I do. I really feel like they added the 1x8, the 1x12, the 2x12, 2x12, 4x12. I really feel like, guys, there should have been at least two 4x12s in there. I don't think anyone in the universe really cares about the 1x8. Maybe people do. Maybe it's nice blended in with like a big beefy cab. We can try that out. But at the same time, I would have been happier with another 412. So in this case, we're going to leave it with the dual rocker. And I kind of like what they have going on here. It's not bad. But I'm just going to move things, jog things around just a tiny little bit. Now, what are we going to use for a big beefy fuzz? Well, we're going to start out nice and easy with the dozer drive. This is pretty easy going. This is available from Fuse Audio Labs. And this is going to be responsible for some of our distortion right off the hop. But we don't want that yet. What we want is we want to get the easygoing kind of tone. Now, when you're working with fuzz pedals, keep in mind, you don't want to be working with a ton of gain. You want to be working with not really a clean tone. Depending if it's a hyper fuzz, maybe a clean tone. But generally, when it comes to most fuzz pedals, I think having a little bit of edge of breakup bite on that helps the fuzz pedal to kind of react and have a little bit more bite. And you might be thinking, well, it's fucking Doom. I don't need any bite at all. But you'd be wrong. Okay, it's not just like, I mean, the imagination station on a lot of people is like, Doom, all you do is turn their tone knob off and turn the treble all the way down. Not really. I like a Doom tone that's got some nice, a little top end bite to it. Otherwise, it doesn't sound like war. It just sounds like, it's like, it's just a low end. I want a bulldozer. I want something that sounds like it is cranking the fucking machinery. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to try to get right now with this Ibanez Destroyer. This is, I think it's like a D77. I have no idea. It's an older Ibanez Destroyer. In this guitar are two of my favorite pickups ever made. This is by Railhammer Pickups, and these are the Nuevo 90s. These are essentially P90s in a humbucker housing designed to be noiseless, and they are terrific. So you get all the great parts about P90s without all the noise. And if you've ever actually used a real P90 with fuzz or any kind of distortion, you'll know that it can tend to make a lot of really horrible, shitty sounds. Sometimes those can be good, but in this case, it's a lot of feedback. I vastly prefer this. So, and you guys can check it out and let me know if you're interested in that as well. We will post a link in the description after the video has been posted. So I'm just going to tune up, and we are going to get to our first amp. We're like 20 minutes in, and we're just getting to the first tones, but this is just the way we do. And I hope you guys are doing great. It's Saturday. I'm having a great, as mentioned, a really solid, stellar day today. Apart from yesterday. Man, yesterday was a real bummer. I've been working on a guitar for a few days in hopes that I'd have it all together. I had this, I was really gassing to get it together. And then I realized that it just didn't want to work out, and it wasn't going to work out. And so the truss rod essentially is too early to be a two-way kind of deal. Is early before the two-way truss rod, and I need it to be a two-way. Otherwise, there's too much back bowing on the neck and not enough string tension. So yeah, kind of a bummer. Now let's see what we're gonna get into here. And I've neglected, once again, as always, neglecting things and neglecting to click in here. These things happen. All right. Oh, we got our bass track still going. My bad. So I can hear this is already giving us some issues. Now, what is going on here? Okay. All of a sudden, this is giving me some interesting feedback, and I'm not 100% sure why. Interesting. Why is it giving me interesting feedback off of that? Quite interesting. I'm not quite sure why it would be doing that. So I've got, what do I have going here? I see. Because I didn't have the, there we go. All right, my bad. Let's go back to it. Get rid of our noise. And then we figured it out. Troubleshot. Perfect. Okay, let's go on to channel 1. Put that level up a tiny bit. Too much gain. We're gonna back that off a little bit more, and then we're gonna get into it a little bit more. And then we're gonna turn it up for you guys as well here, just until I get the tone. That's not too bad. Let's get into where we need it to be. I gotta check the... Pretty close. I'm buzzing out a bit, and I kind of maybe needs an adjustment, but I'm not going to do it right now in hopes that it just kind of goes away. That's what we're looking for. Something nice and easy. Okay. I get the feeling we're going to need El Silencio. Oops. That's actually in. I need the all plugins and I need the silencer. Just in case things get a little out of whack for noise today, we are going to just make sure this is there to kind of catch us if the denoiser fails to catch something else, that the things don't get noisy at all. And when you're using fuzz, let's be honest, things can get a bit fucking noisy. That's the way they're designed, okay? Now, we're going to go through a couple of these. We've got a bunch of different presets. I like the Joe Grizzly preset myself. Although there's a few different ways that we can do this. Let's try the Dozer Boost 3 for now, and let's see where we get to. So now we've got a few different options with this that we can use to make this even more and more and more doomy. Okay, now one of those things is we can making sure we're tuned up here. I'm always changing strings, and I feel like I'm always apologizing for tuning with new strings. It's like, yeah, I stretch them out. The one guy even said that to me in the street. He was like, do you ever stretch your strings out? Yeah. Come on. We've all got our way of stretching our strings. That sounds awesome so far. So there's a bunch of different presets that you can kind of go wild with in this one. Basically, the heaviest and doomiest preset that you're going to get is ludicrous speed. And if you know what that's from, that you'll appreciate it. And this is how that sounds. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But that is like everything is dimed. Every mod is on. Everything is dimed. It's not, as I would say, not the best the plugin can sound. It's just like as much as you're gonna get on it. I do like this preset as well. But with these, you're gonna need a little bit more juice from the amp, which is fine. So let's juice our amp up just a little bit. Now, one of the pedals that we don't have on the market right now is a hyperfuzz, and that's a bummer to me. That's a bummer to a lot of other people. We don't really have it on the market. It's available kind of only in Helix Native and a suite that they did as well. It's available in there, but typically, as we've talked about this in great detail in the past in other streams, but for those new to the industry, the essentially coding things from analog is quite difficult, and it can be difficult or it can be really, really difficult, and it could also be impossible. Now, essentially, the hyperfuzz has been deemed almost impossible. However, there's a way that can still be done. And now here's exactly how you're going to go ahead and do that. You're going to take the neural amp modeler. Now, essentially, if one was to want to model this particular pedal and not wanting to do it maybe not wanting to model the entire thing, because at this point, a lot of developers have deemed it just too much work to do for a pedal that's probably only going to yield them like $40. You're going to end up working on it. A lot of developers are just kind of picking away at it here and there. One will come out eventually, but for now, the options we have available are mostly in the neural amp modeler. And if essentially what you're going to want to do is, if you're trying to get one specific tone, and there are specific tones, a few different bands that use this particular pedal, they set this differently, and you would essentially set that, lock it in place, capture it, and put it inside. If you wanted to use it in a plugin, you put it inside like a graphic interface. It's sort of just an on-off, nothing to it. Now, here's what it sounds like when a profile hits amplification clearance over there. Sounds pretty good to my ears. All right, what do you got in the comments? Both pickups. Let me go back. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I get into the zone, and if you're watching this after the fact, you can't see the comments, and I'm sorry for that. I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it right now. I can put it into our eventually I can put it into our our background, our interface, graphics, whatever you want to call it. We can put it in there, but it's going to be on its own kind of panel where we'll hang out there for a bit, watch the comments, then we'll head back to another screen. Just know where to put it comfortably, and we've tried. So, yeah, apologize. I apologize profusely that you cannot view the comments after. Not good. I'm glad you like my guitar. Thank you so much. Hello, Bo. Hello, Eddie. How are you? Yes, it's fucking badass they did the murder one, right? And they did it with Lemmy's Tech, and they did it with the person that now, I guess, owns and showcases Eddie's. Holy fuck, my brain. Lemmy's amp. Eddie. Jesus Christ. All right, so if you're listening to the background, you're listening to some pretty mean fuzz tones. We're going to be making some mean fuzz tones of our own. As you're listening to currently, this is just a nicely, just a well-done hyper fuzz. There's a couple of them out there, I think. And there's also a number of others. The Carcosa fuzz has been a favorite. We're going to go listen to what that sounds like through the amplification clearance as well. Let's check this out. We can do better than that. Yeah, buddy. That's loud, and I'm liking it. But the thing is, here's where we're going to get into it. Now, why do the doomers really need this stuff? Why would I say it would help the creativity, etc.? Okay, well, I'm assuming that we don't all live in houses, right? We have neighbors, yeah? Not all of us have the space. We have jam spaces. You know, not all of us have the space to go and wailing on like 8x10 or two, like even just side by side, 8x10. If you're a bass player, sorry, 8x12, 2 4x12 cabinets stacked or side by side, doesn't matter. Not everybody has even the environment that they can even use a combo amp above the volume of 2. So, you know, I know that a lot of people, they feel creative when they can get on their gear. You know, sure, there's something to be said. Okay, I could write a song on and I have written many songs and riffs on unplugged electrics. We all have, for sure. But isn't it more fun to be plugged into a plug-in with some headphones on? You're not bothering anyone. You're not bothering your neighbors. You're not bothering potentially your kids in the next room. You're not bothering even potentially your wife sitting on the couch right behind you doing something. Like you could record an entire album and nobody would notice. I screamed there. So you could record an entire album and nobody would notice. That's the coolest thing about plugins is that, yeah, it's rad that if you have an amazing Doom rig that you can go and you smash a fuzz box and just stand in front of that moving fucking air and just feel it rattling your fillings, right? You know, rattling your fillings in your roots of your teeth. You can feel them in your sinuses. That's a great feeling. I understand that feeling, and I would never suggest to any Doom musician that you just stop using that and bring a Kemper profiler to your next show. I'm never going to suggest that. I would never do that myself, and I would never suggest you do. However, that being said, I would also not suggest that every time you want to go write a song that you should go and fire up your even 4x12 or 2x12 rig with a fuzz pedal. It to your neighbors or to anyone else. Maybe you live in a house, but maybe you live in a house. Maybe your neighbors can't hear you. Sure, let's say that doesn't say. But do you live with people? Do you live with roommates? Do you live with kids? Maybe you're one of those people that has kids, a newborn, and all of a sudden your daughter is finally down for a fucking nap. You've got a riff idea in your head all day. Boom, plug into a plug-in. You got your headphones on. Put one ear like this if you have to so you can hear the baby monitor. Okay? And then you can still write your licks. You can still write your riffs. You can still make your demos and send them to your bandmates. Now, there's another thing, another big reason that we're going to talk about is rehearsing. A lot of people like to rehearse for gigs. A lot of people like to rehearse outside of jamming time for their gigs. A lot of people like to write demos and send them and bounce them off other band members and don't always have to do that in a jam space environment. COVID showed us one thing, is that we're not always able to get together, and we can still be creative without having to get together. Now, one way to do that and really feel these riffs is just to get yourself a decent room verb and a nice fuzz rig like this, and then you're laughing. Go for it. Okay, we're gonna get to a free fuzz here, and we're gonna set it up nice and easy, and I'm gonna show you guys a free fuzz through amplification claret here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the impulse responses here. We're going to turn off the cab, and we're going to turn on our own blend of impulse responses here, just to show that this isn't maybe necessarily all you're going to get. Now we've got the big W here. We're going to find a mix we like. This is a big ass high watt, or we could swap it over to a 412 Sun cabinet right here. Or we could blend the two of them together like we just did. Cool. Now we can bring that up a notch. Bring it up a slice. Now, great. We can go back and choose. And again, we can also change amps. We can go from amp to amp. We might as well get moving around in some different amps as well. We go with an all-free rig for the moment. Okay, let's do that. Let's go with the all-free rig and see what we can kind of get. This is based on a solid-state amplifier. And we're going to use a few different impulse responses. We're going to come up with something that we like out of this bad boy right here. Let's see what we got. That sounds great. Yep. The cool thing is how the realistic sustain is also there. It's just the waves of it. It really does behave a lot like a fuzz pedal. It's just hanging on, sustaining every little bit of that sausage wave. Denoiser are back on, so didn't want it to cut me off there. How's it going, guys? How are you? Going through the comments as we go. Yes, these are rail hammers, and you've got a set of rail hammers coming to you. You just have to give me your address, brother, and I will make sure you get a nice set of rail hammers that'll probably really blow your mind for Doom. Very much Doom oriented, everything oriented pickups. These, I use them. This guitar, just whenever you see this guitar in a stream, there is a 100% chance that I'm doing one of two things: HM2s or the fuzz pedals. It's just what I use this guitar for. It is its primary purpose. It always has been, always will be. There's nothing else that I really want this guitar to do except for be really goddamn heavy and do Doom. That's all it needs to do in its entire lifetime. That's all it needs to do. Yeah, buddy. Absolutely. 100%. That is where I parked my car. Very excited. Could not be more excited about the tone that I'm dialing in for. $3. Nothing. Zero. Except for this wonderfully priced IR pack, which I'm sure is probably $9.99 or less because Dr. Bonkers always prices his stuff insane. Now, I want to tell you guys, Dr. Bonkers and I are working on something where I believe that if we do these bi-weekly, he might jump in as a semi-sponsor to the event. We may do something like that because Dr. Bonkers' impulse responses are truthfully the best out there for bass and for Doom, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours, but I would try them out. The hype reel mixes or the single mic mixes, or just like there's a couple different mixes you can use. If you notice right here, there's the choice mixes. there's the hyper mixes, and there's the single mic files that you can use to make your own mixes, or just use, you can use your own, make your own dual mic blend right in here, or you can use something like Libra and make your own blends and so on. Now, this thing is pretty damn cool. I really enjoy the Big W, which is, like I said, a very large, beaten up high watt. And the 412 Sun is sort of just become a staple in Doom, is it not? So let's go through some of the files on the on the Sun side. That sounds great. To my ears, that sounds terrific. Maybe not yours, but we're not going to be using a lot of impulse responses today. I do want to give a couple pedals another shot. Let's try out the Mixed Wave Benson Germanium Fuzz. Okay, let's just jam that up. You know, like 3 strums in when you just know? I just know. You just fucking know. All right, let's heat that up a little bit. Okay, so I need a little bit, if I wanted to get into more of a Doom territory and out of the stoner rock territory that I'm sort of living in right now, I can turn up the gain a bit. As I've already I've already maxed it out in here. Yeah, I've already maxed it out. Not the volume. I can probably get a little heavier with that. Let's see what kind of sustain we get here. Very cool. Yeah, hell fucking yeah. Superb. I'm having a great time right now. It's just awesome. Boost mod, we're gonna roll this back, try the boost mod and see what it does. Yeah. Oh, that is thick. Goddamn thick it is. Absolutely. I love it. I absolutely love this free amp sim. And there's a reason that I love it so much. I use it to suss out impulse responses and suss out bad pedals. Or when I just want to test pedals and IRs for exactly what they are. I know this is a very transparent kind of amp. It doesn't really color things a whole lot. It really does kind of show you, it lets the pedal drive a little more, you know? lets the pedal, it kind of acts as the voice for the pedal a little bit more, and it's amazing. Pardon me. It's incredible with fuzz pedals. Fucking incredible with fuzz pedals, HM2, all kinds of distortion pedals, all sorts of impulse responses. Even with the impulse response you currently has built in, you could turn these off and just go with what's involved inside. And that's just the pedal. Let's go back here. So you don't even need impulse response collection. You just use what's available there. Let's turn ours off, though. Woo! Lit you guys up right there, didn't I? Let's bring that back. That's beefy. So much beef. Oh, did you? I didn't see that. Sorry there, Pedro. My apologies. We'll get those out to you. And Victor won something rad earlier today. Boop. And we're looking for... Is 80... Who's in the house today? We got to know. If you want to win something today, guys, you need to make yourself known that you're in the house. If you're around, if you're here and you want to say hello, if you want to see what we're up to, you know, if you want to request something, if you want to win something, especially, let us know you're there. Say hello. My name is Tyler. You're welcome to the Amsterdam universe and a pilot thing we're trying out called the Doom Tomb. And Doom Tune. It's going to be called the Doom Tomb, and we're hopefully going to be weekly or bi-weekly or whenever we really... It's kind of one of those things that'll just be like pop up, trying something out, and it'll be like, you know, 2 or 3 different Doom rigs, going over some different things, and hopefully you guys dig it. And like I said, I don't hear a lot. I know of a couple of Doom tubers. I just say Doom content creators. A couple of different things. There's a guy named Fuzzed Drones on Instagram and YouTube, I believe. He's really interested in plugins, and he's very interested in maybe and he says if there's something that can legitimately give incredible fuzz and it's convincing, I want to try it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's digital. I don't care if it's analog. Whatever it is, if it sounds rad, I want to try it. And there's a few different guys like that have been like, yeah, for sure. Like, we'll try it if it rips. And I think that truthfully, all we need at this point is a really good Doom suite that is kind of got Doom, maybe got some level of Doom musician behind it. Not so much just, I mean, I know that for a fact that line 6 is Doom, we'll call it a Doom suite. That thing, it does well. It sounds awesome, but I don't know that there was a lot of marketing behind it. And I don't know that any bands really got behind it or anybody really got behind it. But if you're going to put out something like that, you really got to get those musicians behind it. Get a couple key bands. Pay, you know, if you're line 6, you got the money. I mean, pay a couple bands to get behind something like that. Then it's instantly going to be easier. But I mean, I really feel like you need to get somebody behind that instead of just kind of putting it out there. The thrash as well. You could have gone out there and spent, you know, a few hundred, like maybe $1,000 or something like that, and gotten you know, some content done by some key thrash guys on YouTube. Same with modern. There was very little marketing that accompanied those suites, and I don't know that how bad they really wanted to reach those demographics. But I can tell you that if you're out there and if you know the Doom type crowd, I can guarantee you there's a few people I know that Eric on our team here, for example, he is best friends with both analog and digital and uses them both to his advantage. So he's going to be a key guy to have around during the Doom Tomb episodes when he has a chance. Doom Tomb. What's going on, Seuss? Metal Tune Music, very exciting. Just very excited to see you, sir. Amazing to see everybody here. If you like fuzzes, you need to try PPC sound effects. Is this pedals as well? Sorry, plugins. Remember, I was not able to try the Bratwurst fuzz. I was not able to try it because when I tried to install it, my computer was like, whoa. I don't want any of this. There's like red screen and all. I was like, nope, not going to put that on my new machine. Nuh-uh. Not going to get, I'm not going down that road. Nope. Nope. And I actually just heard a funny, I read a funny story today about somebody. Oh, there was somebody on that. Well, I'm not going to say which DAW page it was on because I read a couple, but there's someone on a DAW page and just got roasted because everybody knew that their machine was fucked up because of pirated software. And then like you could just tell by what was happening, but they were trying to be very evasive about like how things got that way. But essentially, dude really fucked up his machine by putting basically computer aids on it. It's computer bad things happen. Don't pirate your software, folks. Bad things can happen to your machine. All for what? To save $40? Come on, pay the money. Pay the money for the software that you want to use. Don't risk pirating. Don't risk your machine. Don't risk anything like that. And yeah, just don't risk it. Also, there was a well-known producer that was using a pirated version of somebody we know's plugin, a developer that is a friend to the page here, a friend to us as a team. And there was a famed producer that came out with a video in a live stream they were doing of the plugin that was pirated. Ooh, icky. And like you could see right on it. And developers know. Like you got little names and stuff inside it, but developers know. Don't do stuff like that. It's silly. Any plugins based on a buzz around? I have no idea what a buzz around is, but I kind of want to know now, brother. Fuzzy by Linda Audio. Wait a minute. Linda Audio is doing... It was weird because for a little bit there, Linda Audio looked like it was combining with Audified or something to that effect. And I'm not really sure what was happening. It was very strange what happened with Audified and how that company just like, poof, it just like, like the company still remains, but like a bunch of their software just like vanished overnight when their main guy left the company. It's very strange. All right, back to the tones. We're going to get rid of this now. I mean, it's very tempting to stay with the L12X the entire fucking time, but we're going to use the Marshall Murder fucking 1 here. And yeah, I probably swear too much, but it is what it is. All right, so we're just going to use simplistic settings here and dial them as we go. We don't need the fuzz pedals just yet, but we're going to hit this thing with some really great fuzz, and you guys will be able to see what it sounds like. Okay. That's not too bad. We can goose up a gain there. Cool. And that's not even with a fuzz pedal yet. Let's see what happens now. And that is with 57. You can also get crazy, use a 421 over here too, and blend things however you like. And we can bring that back a bit and go more 15s. Yeah, the soft tube amps are just, that's why I think it's so great when developers don't always have to put pedals in their plugins, guys. It doesn't always have to be there. I've seen influencers, grown adults, that were just like, would refuse to test plugins that didn't have a built-in boost. And for what reason? It all comes down to standalone this and standalone that. And oh my God, learn how to use a DAW. Learn how to use a DAW already. Enough of this standalone bullshit. Use a DAW already. Come on, guys. It's not hard to do. It's easy going. I promise you will enjoy it. You will enjoy making your own signal chains, living outside the box. And yes, in this case, the soft tube Marshalls, all of the soft tube amps do really well with pedals. And if you own this, it's also available inside a soft tube amp room, where you can use some of their gross, in a good way, gross pedals. They have some really awesome fuzz and like distortion effects in there, like the Rockstanen. That thing is awesome. So yeah, soft tube, they've been around forever, and everything they've ever made, it carries a very high level of quality, and I hope you guys dig it. I hope you guys dig some of the tones that you guys are checking out right now. And it's coming up on that halfway through the stream. And as we know, in this stream in particular, especially, that 3-minute break is going to be necessary. Let's get a couple tones. Let's crank out a few more fracking tones first with the mixed wave Benson Germanium fuzz mixed with the Murder One Lemmy plugin from Soft Tube. Man down! The pick, and that's how they get lost, folks. That's how they get lost. I know I'm playing the same lick a lot, but I mean, it's kind of ideal when I'm trying to showcase a product as opposed to my personal skill level. I'm trying to riff out as much as I can, or, you know, vary it up a little bit, while not trying my very best not to play mono lord riffs, nothing but mono lord riffs. That is one band I very much enjoy playing guitar along to, as I was mentioning earlier in a stream today, that I generally prefer to play along to stuff on bass. Guitar is pretty much, and usually just when I find something that from my youth that I'm just like, I'm gonna learn that fucking song, you know, even though I don't listen to it anymore, I don't really like the song that much anymore. It tortured me as a child, and I'm gonna learn it. That and I do like to play along to Doom as well. Dirty. Let's do some mic mixing. Yeah, the D12 to me is just that's just such a bass amp, a bass cabinet sounding mic to me. To me. Okay? Farty. All right, we are going to take a 3-minute break. I'm very excited to come back for the next hour of this stream. We are going to be going through a few different plugins. The rocker gain here, amplification clearance will get another shot at the at coming back. Of course, I very much am enjoying myself with Murder 1 here. So we're going to continue to cruise with that when I get back. And we're going to fire on. If you guys have a pedal that you'd like to hear through Murder 1 here, it doesn't matter what it is. Let me know what it is, and I will try my best. If I have it installed, it's going in. Okay? You tell me what that pedal is going to be. And if it's, as long as it's Doom worthy, it could be a DS1, it could be a Rat, it could be a fuzz pedal. You let me know what you'd like to hear in the second part and second half of this. And also for amps, if there's an amp that you'd like me to fire up as well, let me know what that amp is. If do you have an idea for a Doom rig? Let's build it right now. All right, I'm going to be back in 3 minutes. Thank you so much for watching this far through. Guys, it's going to be fun for the rest of the hour, and we are going to be giving away a cab pack from Valhalla. Probably the BOA pack. I'm going to be honest with you. But it's going to be your choice. If you're looking for something for Doom, I'm guessing the Fender. It's a rebuilt orange cab called the BOA. You need to check it out. Go over to Valhalla ASAP. Check out Dr. Bonkers ASAP. And I will talk to you guys in 3 minutes. Whoa, yeah. I don't know why, whoa, yeah. Why? Because giving a good old Hetfield, whoa, yeah, is, I believe it's everybody is, it's your right. It's your right. You can be able to give a whoa, yeah, anytime you want. And here's the thing, guys. We're going to talk about the neural amp modeler for a second, because I think one of the next Doom streams is going to be pretty much all about Doom with the neural amp modeler. And if you've never heard of the neural amp modeler before, you're probably going to want to get acquainted. If you're into Doom at all and you want to save some money, especially, this thing could be your answer. Okay. Now, as you guys heard earlier, I had the Carcosa fuzz going. If you've never heard of the Carcosa fuzz, it was a pedal that was designed by Black Arts Toneworks for DoD in collaborations. Cat hair, get off me. And yeah, they did some cool pedals. And if you're not familiar, go check out the DoD, get off me. The Carcosa fuzz. I actually owned this pedal and it was really cool. I had that. I bought the Carcosa and I bought the Bone Crusher. I would love to do a plugin based on the Bone Crusher. Oh my Lanta. Gosh, I would love to do that. Nobody would ever build that plugin because apparently it's kind of a complex schematic. And yeah, I mean, no one's going to build that because I don't know who's going to really buy it. But if you want a really nice assortment, this is just a small, because I haven't really funneled it all out yet. So in this right here, I've got a Dunwich Fuzz Throne. I've got an Ibanez FC7. I've got Pelican Noiseworks Pelotar Dual Fuzz. Way huge Javelina Fuzz. I've got Arduino Guitar Pedal Fuzz. And then out here, unsorted, I've got a selection of other ones that are out here just kind of chilling. The Way Huge Saucy Box, which I believe is a fun fuzz pedal. For whatever reason, it seems like fuzz pedals are just, they profile and they capture really well. So far, like I have just been using I've been using the neural amp modeler as a pedal, and I just don't edit the settings that much. I don't use the editor because people generally shoot the setting that you're looking for. If you look through, if they've shot the pedal kind of more completely or fully, then you'll see that the settings will be kind of listed down. Oh, okay, that's how I would set it. Click that capture and it's really nice. Unless it's one of those pedals that has this holy grail, like #1 setting, like the HM2, where everything is kind of always all the way to the right the majority of the time. And if you say like a metal zone, you have like the classic scoop and some other things, right? Of course, you have for other fuzz pedals I've got the Eric Johnson Fuzz Face. I had no idea Eric Johnson had a fuzz pedal. I don't know why. It doesn't really seem like that would play, but nonetheless, it is, and it exists. And there's a whole bunch of unsorted pedals in here that I have really no idea what they really are, so they're not sorted because I have no idea where to put them. A lot of different things out there, though. Boss HM2 Mega Pack. Why make a mega pack? I mean, you really only need one setting, right? Is it just one? No, it's not. Oh, I see. There's a couple different. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, just look for everything all the way to the right. And as said earlier, I do tend to use this. So here is what it would sound like. Just making sure 10, 10, 10 to 10, 10. Wait, drive 10. Oh, D0, D2. Wait, hold on. Why? Why is the drive on 0 in all of these? I don't know why that would be. I'm not even going to bother with that right now. The Metal Zone is a classic pedal, and as we've discussed before, anybody that hates on the Metal Zone wasn't there. You wouldn't hate on the Metal Zone if you were there. You know what I mean? If you were born in that era, people from that era don't hate on the Metal Zone because it was useful for us. It was the only way the only way that bedroom guitar players could sound crushing in their bedroom through a combo amp when all you were doing is sitting there as a 15-year-old kid sitting on your bed with your Flying V trying to play some Metallica, Megadeth, and some other shit. All I want is distortion. And, you know, the PV distortion would get you there, but then, like, for your own personal taste, and play by yourself kind of tones that would never have worked in a mix, real scooped out kind of tones. That pedal ripped. That pedal was absolutely the answer. And when it came out, everybody bought one. Everybody bought one. I guarantee there are people out there that are like just following along, being like, yeah, I definitely hate the Metal Zone. That thing's a piece of shit. Meanwhile, they, like, their entire like youth was like running a Metal Zone out front of like a JCM 900 or something. Hi, Sam. I have two cats chasing each other behind here. They are gonna play a game. Let's see who's gonna win. No, you guys, are you guys gonna do it? Are you done? No? Okay, fantastic. All right, perfect. So yeah, anyways, showing you guys that like really big Doom sounds don't have to cost money. I've been running the free L12X. I've been running the free L12X out. I've been running the free neural amp modeler out front of the free L12X, and then even some free impulse responses. You can sprinkle in a little bit of free orange impulse responses in there as well. And then before you know it, you've got this monstrous tone for $0.00. However, that being said, I really feel that the Doom world needs a real suite. A suite that is capable of doing real serious damage. And there is one out there, and we'll showcase that probably next time, and that'll be the Benson Chimera suite. That thing needs a stream all on its own. It's for an amp that's only got 3 knobs on it. That suite is a real bad motherfucker of a Doom suite. And we're also, like I said, we're going to do some Helix native stuff as well. So right here, let's try for something else. I want to go with the Carcosa Fuzz right now. Let's go with a Dunwich Fuzz Throne. Okay, this one's got 1 profile. Let's see how good it sounds. From my recollection, I remember it sounding quite good. Oh, I've also got, okay, there you go. Sounds good. I got to tune up here. Give me a moment. Making sure your cat also expresses his opinion at the MC2. Boris, he's fan of, when I say Boris is a Russian blue, well, he's a Russian blue mutt. So in around the house here, we imagine that, like, I'm not sure that every pet owner imagines like how their animal would talk if they were a real person, but we do. We imagine like what do you think they would sound like if they're a real person? And we imagine Boris to sound Russian. It sounds weird. It might sound weird. We're weird people around here. We're weird pet owners. And my opinion is you're weird if you don't talk to your pets, and you're even weirder if you don't have nicknames for your pets. That's weird. Someone called me weird because I had nicknames for our pets, multiple nicknames for most of our pets. And I mean, you're weird for not having that. Yeah, hell yeah. Fuzz Throne, hell yeah. Heck yeah to whoever made that profile. I don't have them sorted by developer, or sorry, rather creator. We can't really call them developers. Creator. But still, creators, these are not difficult to create profiles for NAMM. They're not difficult to create, but like any other profiling type deal, if you make something poorly, the player is not going to save it. If it's a turd going in, it's going to come out like a turd. And so does it take a lot to do these profiles? No, but it takes a lot to do these effectively to where they sound, they have warmth, they have other things, really nice things going on for them. Now, that being said, it's a lot easier to shoot a pedal than it is an amp, and it requires less gear as far as I know. Okay, as far as I know. I may be wrong on that. Now, let's get rid of the amp neural amp modeler for a minute. Let's go to, say, the Nembrini Audio Black. And we're going to put that out front. Oh, a rat out in front of a Marshall. That I'm sure that never, ever happened in the 1970s. Not ever. Now, it's a funny thing. I really like using the Proco rat for a bass distortion as well. So it's kind of interesting that we're putting it through a bass amp in low tuning. So let's see what happens here. Hey, get out of there. I left a little cupboard open. I may have to go close it. I have a cat. One cat that is the most mischievous animal on the face of the fucking earth. I love him dearly. He is my bestie out of all of our animals. I hate to say it. They all know that he's kind of like the bestie, the alpha. And man, he's fucking mischievous though. He will go into anything. If it's open, he's just like, what's going on over there? Got to get into it. Got to just piss somebody off and do something we shouldn't be doing. But we love our animals anyway, don't we? Oh! The Brainworks rat and the Nembrini Audio rat, I get the feeling there is very similar stuff going on underneath the hood of them things, given that the same fella produced both of them. I get the feeling that there is some very similar stuff going on under the hood. And I would argue that probably this version is just kind of an upgraded, updated version of the one that he made when he was under the Brainworks umbrella. That would just be my guess. I'd speculation at best, but I mean, let's use our brains. We don't need to study rocket appliances to know, where we're at with that one. Doesn't take a lot to figure out that if he had built the first one and the circuitry, the schematic and everything is very similar, that the new one would be very basically the same guy making the same pedal. It's not going to be too far off under the hood, probably. So I would say this being free and the other one being not free, I would go for the Nembrini Audio version every time. No problem. Go out and get it. This baby's free. And you can go to Nembrini Audio and get a whole bunch of really great free shit. You can get it and get a bunch of it. And it's all great stuff. They've got free amp. They've got free, all kinds of free stuff over there you need to get installed on your computer. And it's all high quality. It's all premium. And it's all fucking free. So why wouldn't you want it? Why wouldn't you want it if it's free? This is the free rat. Now, what I tend to do is the reason I loaded both of these up at the same time is I like to stack. I like to stack these two, and I will run a rat into the big muff here, and I'm going to make sure that I keep an eye on the levels. I'm not going to dime both levels. We're stacking them. We're not trying to create we're trying to create the illusion of one pedal here. Okay, and the sustain, I'm not going to go too crazy. Well, yeah, okay, we can go a little bit more crazy because that's fuzzed out. And the tone, because we're already running a rat box into it, I'm not going to get too crazy with that either. Let's see where we ended up. Okay, so here's nothing at all. That's maybe even a bit more distortion than I probably should be using if I want to not like add like needless noise to things. It really depends on you and what your preferences are. And there's also this neat like high EQ, mid gain frequency, kind of a little kind of easygoing way to kind of shape things on the outskirts. So yeah, there's that. So we're gonna go through that again. Oh, why did I hit play there? That's probably better. And now let's turn our first pedal on. Now we put our fuzz pedal into the mix. One quick moment, guys. You're gonna have to bear with me. All right, guys. Sorry again. Let's go to the screen. Stop looking at my ugly mug. The cupboard needed to be closed, otherwise the cat was getting into like chemicals. And that's probably not a good idea. All right, back to it. This is what it sounds like when you mix the Rat with the Big Muff. That's big and fucking ballsy right there. Yeah, and unprocessed, right? I don't really have anything except for that very slight bit of room verb going. I don't have any EQs, no high pass, low pass filters, nothing. It's all very just kind of bare bones. You're getting what you're getting. You're getting what you're seeing, what you're hearing. And so basically what a lot of guys like to do, and some people don't, some people do, is when they stack drive pedals, you typically will use something like a treble booster or a tone bender, or something like something that creates bite, and they'll put that before the fuzz in the chain, like after your guitar. Like your guitar will essentially hit the effect with some bite, and then hit the fuzz with a little more bite. So essentially the bite will show through the fuzz a little bit more, and you won't have to rely on that kind of sizzly guitar that sometimes the tone of like the tone functions on a lot of fuzz pedals can kind of create that fizzy, sizzly kind of thing that you don't always necessarily want to add into things. So that is a way that you can kind of create more of a bite that you like, depending on what the fuzz pedal is giving you. Really like the fuzz aspect of the pedal, but you don't necessarily want to increase that tone function. That's a way you can do it. Whether it's a Rat or a DS1 or an OD1, or, you know, be it the orange, be it the yellow, be it the green, be it the black. There's a few pedals that tend to do that. You've got the Range Master as well. Not the Tone Bender, rather. You've got the Range Master. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can use out front of a fuzz pedal. And they would typically work out pretty good. Trigger on his way through. Hi, buddy. How are you? What's going on, brother? How are things? You've come to let me know that you're done with the cupboard. He's on to harass us now. This is what we've come to. Can you go, or like, are you just gonna stay, or what's happening right now? You think like you could just let me do my thing? Keep going. Continue Yeah, you don't need that. Somebody won this. They don't want you to eat it. Can you get off the desk, please? Don't get off the table. Yeah, this is what my cat does when he's hungry and he wants me to know about it, and he will just insert himself into everything that we do here. Very much. The metal zone. Yeah, I'm not going to use a metal zone out front of a fuzz pedal, but hey, if you want to try it out, you can go ahead and let me know how that goes. I guess that could be a really fun experiment. Why not? It's the next big craze in Doom is going to be a metal zone. I never thought the HM2 would make its way over there, but the HM2 definitely made its way over, finally made its way over to Doom. And now several players are covet the HM2 quite a lot, very much so. And hey, if you're in a 2-guitar band and you mix an HM2 with like the other guy using like more of a fuzz, like, oh, imagine somebody in a band where one guy's using the hyper fuzz and the other guy's using the heavy metal pedal. Geez, gosh, that would be something, wouldn't it? So yeah, we're just with the bare amplification at this point. This is El Hermano. Now this is another thing that we're going to teach you another way to build something similar as we just did. We've got Big Sur here. I'm going to take the level back. The sustain can stay up a bit. The tone's going to come back. And now I'm going to take the Germanium Fuzz, the El Hermano, both from Fuse Audio Labs. I'm going to blend that in to my heart's content. Let's see what we got. So this is just with El Hermano. Makes a nice bite. It really does. There's a nice bite to it already, kind of just as is. I don't have to do a lot with it. And if you want, you can increase that gain. I kind of want to bring up the fuzz on the Big Sur in a minute, but okay, this is how we're gonna roll. So this is without and with. There's a nice bite there to it, and I am gonna insert the fuzz here. Now that's beefy. Now we can get a little crazier with it, but in more we don't want to make a mess, right? So we're gonna bring maybe this down. We're gonna bring the sustain all the way up, and then with El Hermano, we're gonna bring that up a little bit more. I'm gonna nuke that with. I know what's gonna happen here. Let's see what we got here. Yep, that's where I park my car. Nice. That fucking sausage. Do you hear that stuck in the fucking sausage? That sausagey wave that was just coming out of that, man, that was great. This is a great tone that we're getting here, and we don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get this. I mean, really depending on what your budget looks like and what sales look like, etc. The Marshall Murder one, Lemmy Signature. I've seen it as low as like $50, I think. $49.99, something around there. That's not too bad for a plugin that is based off the gear designed for probably one of the most iconic musicians ever. And they do a good job? Yes, they did a good job. It's soft tube. Of course they did a good job. It's wonderful stuff. They always nail it. And then for pedals, we've got the absolutely free Big Sur and the El Hermano, also from Fuse Audio Labs, from the same general pedal collection. Yeah, that is, it's a pretty rad pedal, and it does something a little bit different. It's not like a booster, but it is kind of like a booster. If you've never used a germanium overdrive or distortion pedal, it's just, they just have their own vibe, and you really just have to either like what they're doing or they don't. And on its own, I kind of like it, but at the same time, I like it when it's blended out front of the Big Sur here, or really any fuzz of your choosing. Audiority is going to get their own episode of the Doom Tomb, and they have an extensive pedal collection over there. That excited for it. And man, we have a whole bunch of stuff coming up, a whole bunch of stuff planned. Don't think I've tried these yet. Have to break it out. I'll make sure that you get your hands on the pedal collection. There's a rad chorus in this collection. It's a badass chorus, but unfortunately, we don't really need chorus in Doom that much. You might see one floating around on Doom pedal boards, but I assure you, it's probably there for a very small part in one song, and that's why it lives there. It's like one little clean part, intro or something. I don't know what else you'd use it for. What's going on, Sam? Did he leave you again? Anyways, he's trying to get someone to come play with him. Yeah. That was a bad note. Beefy. So fucking beefy. Beef on top of beef that was on top of other beef. Wonderful. Super impressed with the rig that we came up with today. I'm not even sure that I've ever messed around with this rig, but that's what these episodes are going to be for, to experiment, to find out, to have some fun with random ass plugins. The Marshall Murder one, let me signature, is now going to have to leave us. Check this one out. They have a 15, oh boy. They have a 14-day, they have a 14-day free trial that you can check out immediately. And that is my challenge today, is to go and find out if you like this or not. Take this bad boy right here for a 14-day spin and hammer it with fuzz and other effects. See what you like. See if you dig it as much as I do for Doom and for some other type of things. I'm Stoner and Doom. I record a couple. I record. Oh boy, I recorded my own, and now he's being very dramatic here in the background because he's hungry. Terrific. One moment, please. Terrific. Are you? Gosh, very dramatic cat. He's hungry. He wants to let everybody in the kitchen know about it. Gosh. These streams, it's amazing when you get to work in your own, in like the middle of your own home, and you don't really have a secluded space to work. It's just what it is, what we deal with. Yeah, Brainworks Metal Zone is very good, but unfortunately, the only other good Metal Zone, there's a few now, actually, and there's more than a few now. But at one point, one of the best Metal Zone plugins was in Audified's multi-drive pedal pro, which is now extinct. I don't understand. Why is it extinct? I don't understand how that happens, and it's very unfortunate that some really good products needed to get the axe for some reason, some way, shape, or form. They just disappeared from Audified's library of stuff. And it's kind of a bummer because they had some really cool stuff that I don't think was outdated yet. That's still very, very useful. But they still do have... Oh, the Bog of Eternal Stench. Rad. That just happened. Yeah, it was him. He's trying everything he can to get our attention today. Doing everything he can. And anyhow, and we're going to move along to the rocker gain and see what kind of nasty sounds we can make with this. This is from Brainworks, and this you can also get this weekend. I think you can get it. Is it still $20? There's like a leap year sale going on where it was like a bunch of plugins for $20. This one, I think, is also included. All the guitar and bass stuff seems to be included in this sale. I think this might just be $20 right now, or somewhere around that price of super affordable. So try it out and yeah, get it. Honestly, if it's super cheap, you won't regret it, especially if you don't have a lot of orange in the library. Okay, now let's check it out. We're going to go with the low input for now. And I'm going to make sure that my gain is rolled back a bit. And now let's see what we are starting with. And as before, we want to make sure that we go and do our impulse response. This is a 410. I kind of want orange. So, of course, they put the orange cabs right at the bottom of the list. So let's see what we got here. We need a bit more volume out of that. And that is, again, these probably wouldn't be, I'm trying to kind of stick ideally to the plan with like stick inside the plugin. I'm going to go and find the 412 oranges. I'm going to go find the 412 orange offerings and see, oh, there it is. Okay. And there, let's see. Not really where I parked my car. Let's turn off this noise gate because I don't need it. Let's turn off all of these things because I don't really need them right now. And now let's back this off. Bring that up. Okay. I gotta tune this up a little bit. If you're in the chat, let me know that you're there. Say hello. Let us know that that you're here and that you're enjoying the stream. Also, please do like and subscribe. Once per stream only. I will ask that you do those two things, and we would appreciate it. Not going to be here too much longer, folks. Going to be here about another 15 minutes. And I am going to ask Eddie to choose the winner of the cab pack today. Your choice of cab pack from Valhalla. And you get basically just message our Facebook page and we will get you taken care of. Eddie, you can choose somebody from the stream today. Hopefully somebody that's still here. I don't know how to view who's still here, but hopefully there's people still here. Wave hello if you're still here. And hopefully somebody will get themselves a brand new cab pack. Sounds pretty good. That is where I parked my fucking car, right there. Now, what do I like about this particular chain? Microphone Neumann CMV 563. I know nothing really about that microphone at all. Cool preamp, and shows you the EQ and the preamp, and the cabinet used is orange EX custom mounted 412 212. Hold on, custom mounted 412 212. What's a 412 212? I don't know what you mean by that. What is a 412 212? Either way, this file is where I parked my car, so we're gonna chill out with this one. So yeah, a bit of a different sound. Of course, with the last that was not using an orange cabinet with the Marshall Murder the Marshall Murder 1 Lemmy signature has a there is a 412, kind of a modified 412 guitar cabinet, and there's also a 415, a big boy. That is a big cabinet, big cabinet. And right after the stream, man, what are you guys up to this fine evening? Or I mean, you're probably going straight to sleep if you're in Europe and you're watching this stream and you're in Europe. You're going straight to bed after this. Thank you so much for watching today. We really appreciate you. All right. Now, we are just chilling our way through this one and basically trying to kind of show that, you know, plugins aren't really getting their just respect when it comes to how well these can probably handle at least demo quality Doom, like, you know, demo quality Doom, practice level Doom, those types of things. I mean, I know of one band that does record some stuff with plugins, a Doom band that do occasionally use for something different or to add little parts here and there, but there's not really anybody out there using, you know, these to record. So I'm not really suggesting that. Again, I'm suggesting that the Doom folks give these a shot for practical and convenient purposes that suit your level of creativity. You don't have time, you don't have the space, you don't have this, you can't, you don't, but you can have this. And all you need is a pair of these and or some sort of earbuds or really anything, preferably something that's like a studio quality headphone that's not going to be, you know, colored or have any sort of influence on the sound itself. You want something that's sort of like zeroed, ideally, which would be nice. Come on, dude. No, you go. I'm all done. I'm all wrapped up. Thank you. Gosh, they're relentless. Not bad, not bad. Let's hit it with some fuzz. That is beefy. That is real beefy. I have no idea what we're listening to right now. Although I've heard this song a number of times when we've used this playlist, and I always say, is this? Yes, Mars Red Sky. I saved it last time, but I haven't listened. I haven't actually heard it since. Mars Red Sky. Cool band. Cool band. And again, these are just trying to show you guys around the first in the initial ballpark of fuzz meets amp sims, and it's been fun. So we are going to cut it short. Not cut it short. It's been about an hour and 45 minutes. I've had a good time. I hope you guys have as well. And tomorrow, what do we have planned for you? Well, we have something planned for you tomorrow, but not quite sure exactly what it's going to be. I have a few ideas. Few things that we're cooking up. There is going to be, I will do a live stream tomorrow. Still painting and listening in. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. I'm not sure who's still in the stream right now. If we knew who's still in the stream, if someone wants that cab pack, folks, speak up right now. Let's do it. Let's give away a cab pack. They've got some seriously rad stuff there, and all we need from you guys is set up an account, take a free teaser pack in the process, and then take a free pack with you on us and on Valhalla. Thank you so much for their sponsorship of this month with Wavemind. We got to make sure that, like, for whatever reason, every time I go to say Wavemind, for whatever reason, my brain just goes, hey, it's mixed wave. And I'm like, no, it's Wavemind. And then my brain's like, no, I'm pretty sure you mean mixed wave. And then on the way out, it's just like, oh mixed wave. Like, fuck, really? Come on, get your shit together. I'm just gonna say it. Who are we gonna get? 80s kid if 80s kid's still here, 80s kid's getting it. A cab pack, or did 80s kid win one? No, he passed. Let's do it. The 80s kid. Let's do the pack. Let's do the pack. If you're still here, contact us through the Facebook page, and we'll get you a pack from Valhalla, your choice. And there's a lot to choose from over there, your choice. And if you also don't want it, no problem. We can pass it over to another stream, no problem. We're going to be here for the next 2 weeks, and we have a bunch of stuff to give away. Still, a bunch of licenses for Wavemind's Rev F plugin, and we also have some like a bunch of cap packs from Valhalla. And we could not be happier. As mentioned in the other stream, we have a giveaway happening every month for the next calendar year. So we've got almost two in the bag now. We've got 10 more months of giveaways. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to do for you guys. And we want to make sure that you guys have great stuff and you guys have the opportunity to win great stuff. Pages, no big deal, nothing complex, no riff challenges yet. We're going to have a riff contest at some point. All right. So for now, thank you so much to everyone for tuning in today. Thank you so much to all of the developers that gave us NFRs for all of these wonderful products. If they're not free, and for the ones that are free, thank you so much to the developers that continuously put out wonderful free things for us to use and for us to make awesome / gross, in a good way, gross sounds with, and have fun and to be creative on a number of levels. And I have to say it, I'm going to keep harping on it, to have the ability for me to play loud, fuzzed out, doomy stuff in the form of plugins with just headphones on and not having to bother anyone in this house. It's rad, but it's not quite as rad, not even close to as rad as standing in front. No one's saying it's as rad though, as standing in front of a big wall of cabinets and feeling the noise. That's wonderful. I love that feeling. And no one is saying you have to give that feeling up. But for when you want that maybe just a little of that feeling, when you're at the privacy of your own home and don't want to make a lot of sound, boy, oh boy, are plugins ever amazing. Especially when you get to use gear that you've never gotten a chance to use, and you will never get a chance to use in its analog form ever. A lot of people will never ever get a chance to use an orange amplifier ever, be it they don't actually want to buy one, or they can't afford one, or they can't even find them in their part of the world, whatever. The fact that you can go out and buy a whole bunch of different orange plugins right now is amazing. This one is incredible, as is this one right here. But I truthfully think that there is still a lot of room for at least another 5 or 6 really good orange or matte amp. Hey, come on, give us a matte amp as well where we're at it. All right. I think there's a lot of room on the market in the industry for more improvements, more orange, and I think we're going to get it over time. Remember, we're talking about just a couple of short years ago where there were no orange plugins. There was one. It was free. That was it. Now we've come quite some time. We've come quite some way since then. So let's see what happens in the future. Hopefully you guys will join us in another episode of the Doom Tomb, and this will be a thing. Hopefully a couple times a month, maybe. Who knows? However often we get the inspiration. We'll do an episode like this. We'll sandwich a few Doom rigs in here. We'll have a good time. We'll herbally enhance. We'll have a drink. And we'll sit here and chat about gross, noisy things. Because sometimes gross and noisy is the best way to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Each and every single one of you guys is absolutely amazing for being part of this community. Thank you so much. As far as my unrelated question, streaming PC specs, I had somebody else put it all together for me. I would not know I would not know where to even, I know where to get those numbers. I'm not really all that smart when it comes to actually have it like actual computer stuff. I'm really not that smart. I have some really smart friends that are good at assembling those things and working things out with all that. But as far as I'm concerned, I am really not all that computer savvy. I'm DAW savvy, I'm plugin savvy, but I'm not necessarily computer savvy. So I hope that makes some sense. But I will get the specs for it. As far as I know, it is a very good machine. I don't know much more about it other than it is a very, very good machine for what I'm doing. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Corey dropping in last minute. Love it. I'm not sure how long you were here for. Thank you so much. And guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll do something fun. It's probably going to involve JST, Joey Sturgis tones plugins. We might be trying some of those tomorrow and reminisce, try some old ones and have a good time with it. We'll see. Maybe. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Until then, have a great night. And as I said earlier, my challenge for you is to make sure you go and get the Marshall Murder 1 Lemmy signature trial, 14 days unrestricted. Go grab it, have some fun with it, throw some fuzz at it, and get back to me next time that we have one of these Doom Tombs and say, hey, I hated that. You're dumb. Don't tell me to do that again. Or, hey, that was rad. Thanks so much for the recommendation. Would love to hear back. Thanks so much. Cheers. Talk soon.